I believe Greg is responsible for the death of...
Cook it down!
Partly responsible with the advice that Greg shares.
And so what advice is that exactly? In the YouTube world, there are simply lines you do not cross, and Durian Rider, well, he not only crossed the line, he jumped way over it. And not just once, multiple times. I don't have a problem with people calling me out and saying, I don't believe you. I don't believe what you're saying. But when you start saying I'm responsible for the death of a certain someone multiple times, repeatedly, how Greg Doucette's advice killed Cook cookbook. And so imagine being me or this guy's parents and having to watch that video. He has no idea what happened, he doesn't know the cause, but he makes assumptions and blames me for it. But then a month goes by and he's at it again. Greg Doucette's lying harder than last time, and so let's see, am I in fact lying?
Now, Greg Doucette refuses... This is not a hate video, by the way, this is just share my comments and criticisms. I've got no hate for Greg. I wish you'd be more honest, okay? I wish you'd stop with the half-truths.
And so no hate for Greg, only he blames me for people's deaths and says I'm a liar in multiple videos repeatedly, saying that I'm lying about my HRT, that I'm blasting and cruising. Yet, look at my physique. It's been within 5 pounds for 3 straight years.
I believe Greg is responsible, this is my opinion, I believe Greg is responsible for the death of...
Cook it down!
Partly responsible with the advice that Greg shares.
So apparently my very bad and dangerous advice is responsible for the deaths of other people. And so what advice is that exactly? And what do I preach? That you should maintain a healthy weight, somewhere around 15% body fat, that is healthy for most people, perhaps 10 to 20% that is what you should do. And that if you're single-digit body fat, you should probably eat more to increase your energy levels and increase your testosterone levels. And if you're obese, that you should lose weight. And so I preach that everyone should get to a healthy weight and main gain. And so you've seen me make videos about shredded individuals saying probably could benefit from eating more. For example, Tristan Lee, Jesse James, Alex Eubank. And on the opposite spectrum, you've seen me make videos of saying that people should lose weight. For example, Brentley G. And so my goal is for everyone to be healthy. Those are the real facts, but yet this guy, he keeps saying that I'm responsible for why people are dying. And in particular, one guy who actually did in fact pass away, of which it is no fault of my own.
Bad advice, very dangerous advice with calorie restriction, starving yourself, jack yourself up in stimulants, push food away, just have more stims than last time, etc.
And so he's saying that I can encourage people to take more stims than last time, when in fact, what have I stated? Take the lowest dose that makes you happy. And so if you're taking a pre-workout, of which I do sell, you should take the minimum effective dose. Don't go crazy on stims. Why would you do that? And even myself personally went through a 1-month detox, never took any caffeine whatsoever. How much pre-workout do I take now? I've stated in a number of videos that I only take 1 1/4 scoop. That's it. I don't double scoop. I don't go crazy. I take closer to the minimum. A little bit goes a long way, and I drink decaf coffee and caffeine-free diet pop. And so do I preach you should all get jacked out of your minds, abusing PDs, abusing stimulants, abusing pre-workouts? No, in fact, I encourage the opposite. I tell you to take the lowest dose that will work for you.
Greg said to me, I'm not doing a live debate with you, all right? He will not do a live debate with me.
And so I have no memory of this live debate that he wants to do, and I don't know what it's about. But does he actually think I'm going to do a live debate about whether or not I'm responsible for the death of a certain individual? Does that make sense? Would I ever do that? Do you know how many people write me in the DMs every single day saying, can you do a natty or not on me? Please, I beg you, please do a video about me. Would you want to go on my channel? Would you want to go on my podcast? And yet my time is very valuable. I make videos for a living. On average, I post 2 every single day. And in case you're wondering, on a channel such as mine, you can get about $10,000 or more to promote one single product. And so if you see your favorite influencer suddenly promoting a certain product, perhaps it's a protein bar or a hair product or greens or perhaps cereal, whatever it might be, on average, you get about $10,000. And for what? Maybe 1 minute. And notice how few of those that I do. You know what I choose to do instead? I promote my own supplement company, my cookbook, the training books, coaching plans by me and my team, all that kind of stuff, because that is how I make a living. And I see no harm in me trying to make a living. And yeah, I have a lot of money, millions, not lying, not trying to brag, just being honest. But what is wrong with trying to maximize your profit? When LeBron James plays basketball, he doesn't say, oh, I'm going to play for $1 million a year when he knows they're going to pay him 40. And so I do the exact same thing. I promote my products, which I strongly believe in, and I use them myself, and they do in fact work. But at the same time, I'm not lying to you, and I'm not lying saying I'm taking 140 milligrams of testosterone a week, doctor-prescribed HRT, and secretly doing more in order to have jacked muscles so that you'll all go out and purchase GO2 Max or creatine, beta-alanine, all my special supplements. I'm simply giving you the facts. And I've covered my blood work a number of times. It's not just one piece of blood work. And I've explained the results, even had Dr. Kyle Gillis, who worked for Merrick Health with Derek, who analyzed all my blood work. And yeah, I get it. You could fool it once. Of course you could. But look at the results. Look at my physique consistently over the last 3 years. I've not taken any cycles. I'm not going on and off, blasting and cruising, and I haven't touched anything else. And if I did, guess what? I would make the video because it would be great content. Guess what? Decided to go back on Primo, SARMs, you name it. I'm going to give you my results, and it's going to be a video. That would get a ton of views. People loved watching my videos talking about performance-enhancing drugs, but because of my health, decided I want to be healthier than last time. I'm no longer going to do these things.
But if you think that Greg Doucette is maintaining that mass whilst being... Greg's quite a fit guy. He's not as fit as me, but he's quite fit.
And so why doesn't he prove it? Why doesn't he race me on Zwift? Would that not tell the story? Which one of us is the better rider? Clearly, I'm heavier and have more muscle, so I'm at a significant disadvantage. And he's done bike riding specifically in his entire life versus I've been a powerlifter and bodybuilder. And so if I'm less fit in comparison, perhaps he can prove it in a bike race. And if I'm abusing all these PDs, for example, tren, how is it possible that I could be this fit on a bike? How is it possible that my blood work comes back better than freaking last time?
If you think he can maintain that 3D muscle with just 140 milligrams of test a week...
And so he's saying, because of his vast array of experience with anabolic steroids, that he can just tell by looking at me in a video whether or not I'm natural, enhanced, and what I'm actually taking. And so raise your hand out there if you think that this guy, a bike raider who says he has experience with steroids, look at this guy. Does he look like he has a ton of experience with steroids? That he can tell by looking at me what I can or cannot maintain on 140 milligrams of HRT a week.
There's just no way you can hold that mass that Greg has with bicycle riding, like high-level bicycle riding.
Only there is. For me, there is. I mean, after all, I am, of course, using GO2 Max, which has clearly been shown to help in athletic performance. In various human studies, it's been shown to improve performance. But that is not the only thing I'm taking. I'm also taking Ecti Builder, which has a variety of Ecti steroids, which have also been shown in human studies as well to increase athletic performance. Of course, we have beta-alanine, which is highly underrated. This is absolutely a game changer for buffering lactic acid when you're going for 1 minute power, as in you're at the end of a bike race or climbing up that hill and you need to hang on that little bit longer to win a sprint. This can make a significant difference in your performance. A couple tenths of a second can be the difference between first and fifth place. And so I use all these supplements to improve and be the best that I can be. And if you have improved quality of sleep, for example, you're taking Delta Sleep, well, how would that not improve your performance? More restful sleep gives you better recovery. And it goes without saying, of course, I'm eating from my cookbook. It allows me to stay lean. I'm somewhere between 8 and 9% body fat. I maintain that year round. I'm not saying you can. I have very good genetics and I'm on HRT, and that is the weight that I can maintain. I don't preach that you should try to maintain that. No one else should try to get single-digit body fat. Perhaps 1 in 100 can, but remember, I'm an IBB professional bodybuilder, and I've been doing this my entire life. And with the help of all of this, and remember, I have a master's in kinesiology, and I used to do triathlons for 13 years, I certainly have the framework for a guy who in his 40s can do both bike racing and maintain a significant amount of muscle on just 140 milligrams of test a week. And so, yeah, I get it. shocking how amazing I am. You know, I'm just that good. I mean, no one else in the world could ever have this much muscle on 140 milligrams. Anyone that would try to do this, of course they would fail. There's only me in the entire universe that could ever do what I'm doing. And I'm being sarcastic. Of course, there are plenty of people out there that could do what I'm doing and even better. Bro, you would just cheat on Zwift by lying about your weight, just like you lie about your dosages all the time. Look at your first few videos, you're on trend, test, masterone, etc., but entering in natural shows. IFBB Pro Bodybuilding is not natural shows. There are no natural competitions. They're non-tested, and it is assumed that anyone competing at the professional ranks are in fact taking whatever they do want. And so I wasn't even taking all these steroids. I was taking some of them, but in much lower doses. You could have said something to Cook, but you didn't. You only care about money. Look at the junk you sell in your vids. And so he has absolutely no idea of the private conversations that I had with him. He has no idea what we talked about or what he told me. That is private between him, myself, and his family. And so he continues to call me a liar, even though he has zero evidence to prove otherwise. All the while, I have all the proof in the world to say that I'm not lying. I have the blood work, the actual physicality, the way I've looked for multiple years, my body weight listed on Zwift. You can literally see it throughout the years, as well as I've spoken about my weight in a number of videos. Bro, you would just cheat on Zwift by lying about your weight, just like you lie about your dosages all the time. Really? Like, that's your reason not to? You don't think you can just look up my weight? You really think I'm going to drop my weight, which is clearly posted and visible to everyone, and no one will notice that I'm suddenly 10 kilos lighter? And so just because you're jealous or envious that you can't do what I'm doing, that you don't have the same physique that I do while training on a bike, it doesn't mean that it's not possible for me. You're simply looking at my physique and saying, well, I have more muscle than you, and so he can't do that. How much are you actually training? Are you in fact eating from my cookbook? Are you using any of my supplements? Have you even tried any of my supplements? Have you tried training? Or have you tried my free training plan by becoming a newsletter subscriber? You know, if you become a newsletter subscriber, of which we have close to 200,000, you know, the free training program, you can train 1, 2, maybe 3 days a week, full body workouts, the ones that I do. And you can quite literally follow that plan and you get it for free at no charge, of which I only care about money, yet it's free. And over 30,000 people got the free training program just by asking for it, all those newsletter subscribers. And so perhaps you can become a newsletter subscriber and get that free training program. Maybe you can then work out a little bit and perhaps you'll build some muscle. And while you're at it, go to your doctor and get your own prescription that your doctor thinks is necessary for you. And I have my own doctor and I am not lying to him. And I'm being very careful and proactive with my health. And I encourage everyone else to do the same. In all of my videos, I say, go and see your doctor. Don't do anything without the advice and consent of your doctor.
He's still using tren. Obviously, he's not blasting like he was back in the day, but he's still doing his cruise cycles, blast and cruise all year long.
And so you can see he has no idea about what I would do or wouldn't do. Like, why would I use trend? Like, let's say I seriously was trying to deceive the public. Would I suddenly go on trend? Would that be what I would choose? Would probably use Masterone or Primo. Why would I use trend? It's horrible. You can't sleep, you get night sweats. It's not fun. And why wouldn't I be using Anavar? That's my favorite. And so why is he throwing out the drug that I hate the most, the one I would never use again, and say that's the one he's using? Wouldn't do it. And if I was using it, something as powerful as that, would you not see changes in my physique? Would you not say, wow, in the last month, Coach Greg, he's put on so much muscle. What's going on, Coach Greg? You look massive all of a sudden. But yet I'm consistently within a couple pounds every single video for the last several years.
Look at all those supplements he has in the background. Greg, if your diet's so good, if your advice is so good, why do you need all these supplements and stuff in the background?
You must know why I would be using these supplements. To optimize my performance. And you cannot optimize your performance from just food alone. And if you don't believe that all the Olympic athletes are using supplements to enhance their performance at the Olympics, and I'm not talking about cheating, I'm talking about over-the-counter legal supplements, for example, NMN and GO2 Max to improve their cardiovascular performance, then think again. Listen, you don't need optimal performance. You can just exercise 150 minutes of cardio a week, eat a healthy diet, stay between 10-20% body fat, and that's all you need. But if you want to be the best version of yourself to compete at the highest level, then use code Greg, get 10% off, and try using all of my supplements. That is what they are for, to motivate and encourage you to be your best. You don't want to be your best? Save your money. Don't buy it. But if you want to be the best version of yourself, then of course go and get it. And so rather than crying and being jealous about someone else's physique, why not just be the best version of yourself and stop comparing yourself to other people? I don't compare myself to Lance Armstrong and say, he's so much better rider than me. I never keep up with him. At the same time, I don't compare myself to the Mr. Olympia and say, oh, my muscles are so pathetic. He's so much bigger than me. He's so much better. I just do it for me to make me happy. And I love being physical, I love being healthy, and I encourage everyone in the world, the millions of people watching my videos, to care and be proactive about their health by being involved in physical activity, finding the sport or activity that they love, and doing it every single day if possible, but at minimum 150 minutes of cardio a week, and eating healthy and being at a healthy weight. If that makes me a bad person, well, I choose to be that bad person. Subscribe, click the bell button, like the video if you liked it, comment to help the algorithm, watch one of the bloops, don't forget code Greg, 10% off, cookbooks, training books, coaching plans by me and my team, phone consults, follow me on Instagram, Greg Doucette IB Pro, and until next time, I'm out.